Gusto mo bang matuto ng agribusiness, crops, livestock and poultry, aquaculture, at ma-inspire sa mga success stories? Agribusiness, how it works.
We now begin our first panel discussion, focusing on the future of agriculture, smart farming and precision agriculture. Moderating this session is agriculture journalist and PUP professor, Mr. Junep Ocampo. Let's give him a warm round of applause as he introduces our esteemed panelists.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay ba kayo dyan? Good afternoon. So, smart ba kayo? Smart ba kayo? Hindi, globe daw yung karamihan. No? Anyway, our topic for today is, for the first panel discussion is smart farming and precision agriculture. So we are blessed today to have four gentlemen who are experts in this field. No? So let me introduce them to you. No? So very short lang naman. I would like to call them one by one. The Chief Farmer and owner of Bukid Amara, Mr. Michael Caballes. Sir Mike, good. And the second panelist is the Chief Operating Officer of NutriHydro, Mr. Chris Tuason. Sir Chris. The Philippine representative of Rick Swan, Mr. Tark Bartelma. Hi, Tark. And finally, the president of Turbulent Greenhouse, Engineer Emmy Shaw. Emmy. Sir Emmy. Good afternoon pala. Good afternoon. Kanina pa kami rin dito, kaya good morning pang pakiramdam ko eh. So these are the four gentlemen who are experts in smart farming. No? So I would be asking them questions, but you can ask them too later on. No? My first question, it's for the four of you. So it's like Miss Universe question. So the best answer wins. No? So it's more about the current state of smart farming and precision agriculture in the country. So I would like to know each of you your view about this. So I would like to know where are we now? Where are we going? And what opportunities await Filipinos, especially our audience, no? What opportunities can they actually take advantage of in this kind of farming? So maybe we start with Sir Mike.
Okay, magandang hapon to all. First, I'd like to congratulate Direct Buddy Gancenia for the second year of this Agribusiness Connect. Palakpakan naman po natin si Direct Buddy. Okay. So, the four of us is basically in this small industry but emerging industry in smart farming and precision agriculture. In the past couple of years, we have seen some significant growth in smart farming, primarily on what we call the plant, high-value crop production. And these are mostly pertaining to, greenhouse vegetables. So during the pandemic, I think there has been, a lot of, people who are interested to go into smart farming. And we've seen, mga OFW who are returning to the Philippines, mga seaman, for example, tsaka mga retiree who would like to make good use of their small piece of land in the province and venture into agriculture. Now, precision farming in the Philippines, compared to the ASEAN neighbors natin, we would say is growing steadily in the last 2 decades, but we are still lagging behind. However, there's more and more business people who are interested to go into it. And we've seen some robust, growth in the past couple of years. in terms of those who are engaging. The market is still big enough. In fact, some of the foreign, visitors that we get from the industry who see the price, who normally see the price of vegetable we have in the supermarket, they're quite amazed about the prices. Sabi nila, wow, there's very interesting money to be made, business to be made in high-value crop in the Philippines. Primarily because the cost of good, the produce is still very enticing for the business owner. So it's still, growing little by little. But I think some of our panelists would give you a better preview, especially on the market side. For us as grower, we have, been doing this for the last 7 years under Bukidamara. And, we have more and more friends who would like to really engage in smart agriculture. Primarily science-based farming. Ngayon kasi it's all digital na eh. Ngayon kasi it's about IoT and cloud-based computing and smart data-driven agriculture. And there is a bright future for smart agri in the Philippines. And of course, together with the private stakeholder and the government, we've been working hard in the industry to promote more and more of precision agriculture and protected cultivation in the country.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Mike. Now, Sir Chris.
Okay. First of all, congratulations to the Gancenia family.
Dito na po tayo.
Amazing job. Yeah, amazing things you've accomplished in agriculture.
Dito na po tayo.
Inspiring everyone and all. So where are we headed? Where are we and where are we headed? We are in an emerging state as Mr. Caballes has mentioned. Nasa ibaba pa lang tayo. Tataas pa. And where there's direction for growth, of course, there's huge opportunity for business, is what I can share to the guests here today. Huge opportunity. That's why our friends from half across the globe are coming here, because the growth already is in Asia, but a lot more in the Philippines. So a lot of us during the pandemic, the lockdowns have started cultivating just out of boredom and hobby.
Okay.
But these growers have now turned into commercial farming. And still, there's room to grow, especially in sa mga tinatayo nila Sir Michael at ni Sir Emmy, high productivity cultivation. So there's a lot of room for growth. We're just beginning to grow, and I see quite a number of common faces here who have started cultivation and still growing. Hello to all, and that's where we're going. Nowhere but up.
Yes. So simula pa lang tayo, no?
Yes.
Kumbaga papasok pa lang sa exciting part, no? So,
And huge thanks actually to people like Tark, Sir Emmy, yung technology ni Sir Emmy. Bagyo man ang dumaan, napakaganda ng gawa ng mga greenhouse ni Sir Emmy. Ang cultivation protocols ni Sir Michael, dependable. And of course, there's fertilizers. Huwag niyo kaming kalimutan.
Yeah.
I'll tell you all about fertilizers later.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Sir Chris. Sir Emmy, Engineer Emmy, sir, ano naman po ang masasabi niyo about the direction we're taking sa ating smart
Good
farm?
afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy that now, yung ating smart farming or precision farming, hindi lang sa mga matatanda, hindi lang sa mga retirees. I'm very, very happy na sa ngayon, ang dami ng mga customers, mga bata pa, mga college graduate, high school graduate, that go into agriculture. But then again, hindi na sila doon sa dating common farming. Precision farming na, and with IoT. Ibig sabihin, they can operate their farm through cell phones, through AI, and then proper nutrition. So we are starting to moving a little higher. Medyo hindi pa tayo umaangat ng todo, but we are moving forward. So we are trying everything we copy from other technologies, bring the Philippines to wake up yung ating pag-asa ng bayan, ang mga kabataan. Hindi lang sa ating mga retirees, mga oldies natin. Before, pag sabi natin farming, nasa utak naming mga greenhouse contractor, yung mga mayaman lang matatanda ang target namin. Pero sa ngayon, much better itong mga bata. Although yung finances, hindi pa ganun kasi, pero yung willingness to learn andun sa mga bata. At saka yun ang ating suportahan. Thank you.
And thank you, Engineer Emmy. Now we go to Sir Tark. No? Tark, what can you say about the market in the Philippines for smart farming?
First of all, good afternoon, everyone, and a big thank you to Buddy and Sophia for organizing this event, and also for running their channel, because one of the things that need to happen is we need to make farming, agriculture more attractive. We have a growing population of growers, and by the initiatives of Buddy and his team, more people are now aware of what is possible and that farming can be attractive, and there is a business proposition there. The question about smart farming in the Philippines and the status, it's quite a big topic. There are other panelists that will follow later that can comment on row crops and, for example, the uses of drone technology, IoT sensors in row crops. What I would like to do is limit my feedback, my answer on this. I would like to limit this to horticulture and then particularly protected cultivation. And that means greenhouse. What do I see? The overall trend in the Philippines is that at the moment, still 70% of fresh produce is purchased in Palenque. 30% is in supermarket. But we see that the share of supermarket is growing. What does that mean? That means that growers need to be ready to be able to supply more consistent, higher quality, and more sustainable produce into these modern channels. And one of the key ways of doing that is by growing in a protected environment, greenhouse. The greenhouse area in Philippines is still relatively small. You're looking at, let's say, 1,800 hectares. In the Netherlands alone, we're looking at 10,000s of hectares. Vietnam came a long way, and they developed very fast over the last couple of years. They also have 10,000 of hectares of greenhouse already. The good news here is that 5 years ago, when we started our seeds distribution business, the area with greenhouse in the Philippines was only 1,000 hectares. So over the last 5 years, we've been adding 800 hectares with plastic greenhouse. So those, for me, are positive signs. During pandemic, we saw the Plantita movement. It was already mentioned earlier. So there is a business there. We see that some of those stopped, but some actually moved on and continued doing so. And I call these semi-hobby plus. Hobby, it's not massive commercial size, but it's also not a garden. So you're looking at, let's say, 1,000 square meter, 2,000 square meter type greenhouse. And there you can have a nice business, provided you make sure you have the market right. Yeah.
Since you are already mentioned about the growing market for greenhouse in the Philippines, what are the kinds of crops that you can actually grow in those greenhouses that you think would make money for our entrepreneurs here?
Yeah. It's going to depend on where you are based. What is your location? Are you in the lowland or in the highland? If you're in lowland, the easier crop to get started with would be lettuce in an NFT system on hydroponics.
Okay.
Before, let me quickly go back to the previous question. The other, and I forgot to mention that, but it's very important. The Philippines per capita consumption of vegetables is very low. It's like 49 kilos per capita per year. Now, Vietnam is at 110, 120. The main message from me here, the only way is up. We can never get lower than that number. And that means there will be more demand for properly priced, high quality produce. And that's where the market opportunity is. And then going back to what are then the best crops to grow. In lowland, easy, you set up a greenhouse, you do an NFT system, your investment would, let's say, it's going to depend a bit on the greenhouse price, but my rough number that I always use is, let's say, 6,000 peso per square meter. Then if you run it properly, you'll be able to get an ROI of, let's say, 2 to 3 years. I rather under-promise and over-deliver, so it's a bit conservative. But for lowland, lettuce is one of the things. If you're in the highland, one of the nice crops to run is actually cherry tomato, for example.
Cherry tomato.
Yeah. So you look at your location, you look at available tech, but the key thing before you invest is to look at your market. The business model needs to be built around where is your produce going to be sold. And then you start to work your way back into what the tech would be required.
Yeah. You start with the market, no? Yeah, that's a very good advice, no? That everybody should be conscious about. No? So my next question is for Sir Emmy. Sir Emmy, what are the technologies available now that our audience can actually take advantage of, especially in greenhouse, no? You are an expert in constructing greenhouses. I heard that your greenhouses survived the recent typhoons. So what are the technologies that make those greenhouses resilient and productive?
Basically, we can put greenhouse anywhere as long walang baha. So flood control muna, flood control.
Flood control.
Anywhere in the Philippines, you can put greenhouse. You can design greenhouse from lowland up to highland, up to mga rooftops ng mga buildings. Okay? So, with the recent technologies about cooling, fertigation system, and the new greenhouse materials, we can put anywhere that you want. Okay? With the IoT in mountain areas, with the automation, you can use Starlink. On the fertigation system, we have already some automation. We have some system funded by the OST that you can remotely operate your greenhouses. So on lowland, we can do also some cooling system when we do clean energy or renewable energy. So everywhere is possible. As long, ang sabi ng TARC, we are going to do market-driven projects.
Now I go now to nutrition of the plants, no? Sir Chris.
Yes.
Since greenhouses practically are limited to the soil or to the water that the plants are growing, no, from. So what are the things that they should learn or should remember in cultural management, no, or in ensuring proper nutrition for their crops?
First off, we're about fertilizers, or we're basically the chemistry part of this business. What I can just share with you is fertilizers, actually. Yung fertilizers. Ours is water-soluble fertilizers. Yung Nutrihydro, we're a manufacturer of water-soluble fertilizers. Fertilizers are actually the backbone of yield. Yield meaning, kung bigat ang hanap mo, gusto mong mapabigat ng husto, yield, ang backbone po niyan ay fertilizer. Gusto mong pagandahin yung foliage, yung mga dahon, na kung ano-ano man. Then again, fertilizer ang backbone ng yield. You may have, of course, everyone deserves here the best greenhouse, the best protocols, but without the best seeds, but without a proper fertilizer, yield will suffer. So that's where we come in. That's where we help cultivators. Yeah.
Any other tips on how to choose the fertilizer? How to, syempre,
yes.
yeah.
Fertilizer, water-soluble fertilizers from Nutrihydro are usually crop-specific. We don't. It's crop-specific. So what I can just share with you is if you want the full potential, and this one I've heard from you before, I always say, kung meron, sir, natutunan ako sa iyo, yung isang tumatak talaga sa aking isip, yung tinatawag po na full potential. That's why at NutriHydro, we have what you call lettuce formula for lettuce. It's because it's specifically designed for lettuce. I hope we can do one for you, Sir Kevin, sa dragon fruit mo. Yeah. So it has to be, at least on our part, ang contribution namin sa agriculture is crop specific, which helps bring out the most yield, the full potential, ika nga ni Sir Caballes, sa pagdating sa mga prutas at tanim.
Yan, full potential. No? So practically, sir, yung precision agriculture is about tapping the potential.
Absolutely,
of
yes.
The seed, the greenhouse technology.
Absolutely, yes. You provide just what is needed nung halaman, hindi yung saboy ka ng saboy ng fertilizer. So, ito yung kailangan lang na patubig ni Sir Caballes, kasama yung fertilizer na kung ano man kailangan, depende sa kung anong stage ng halaman. Yun lang po ang binibigay sa tanim. So, what do you get? It's actually a bit more expensive than regular fertilizers, but you actually save along the way dahil yung binibigay mo lamang ay precise sa tamang oras, tamang timing, tamang dami. So, hindi ka nagtatapon ng fertilizers.
Walang
You
tapon.
prevent runoffs.
Walang tapon. Thank you, Sir Chris.
Thank you, sir.
Now, we go to, sir, since precision agriculture na, Sir Mike, this is your area of specialization. I've seen how you grow yung melons, no, in Bukid Amara. Tell us about, sir, yung the technology itself, how easy it is, or, di ba, kasi it's more of about, making farming easy, no? So, yes, sir.
Well, for everyone, this is smart farming kasi tayo,
Yes, sir.
precision agriculture. And precision farming, this industry is very technical. So you need to have, technical knowledge to really grow profitable and productive crop. Kasi in science-based farming, basically applied science po kasi ang smart agriculture, precision farming, no. So it's applied biology, applied chemistry, like sa nutrition, tulad ng sinasabi ni Sir Chris, no? And, then we have to consider the weather. There's a weather factor. The seasonality of the weather affects the crop. And for those who would like to invest, on agriculture, I'd like to tell you, kasi some of you had the perception na when you do smart agriculture, it's expensive. No, expensive is relative. And then there are also levels of technology. There are what we call low-tech, mid-tech, and then high-tech. If you want to go for a full automation, then you can invest a lot of money on it. But like what Tark said, you have to, have a market engagement. Basically, some people fail to be sustainable. Some businesses fail to sustain their smart farming, primarily because of market engagement, and then also technical know-how. Now, technical know-how takes time. It's not, it cannot be taught to you in one sitting. It's an acquired knowledge. It takes cycles and cycles of growing throughout the season to familiarize yourself with the production. And basically, what's crucial is the cultural management practice that you develop along the way, the nutrition that you do, and then as you move forward your production, you have to be able to tweak your nutrition, for example, on the plant requirement as it interacts with your microclimatic environment. Because right now, for example, some of the melon and the cherry tomato and bell pepper that we planted delayed ang maturity. Primarily because there's no photosynthesis. There's no light.
The sun, yeah.
So then the production will be delayed. And as a grower, you must know all of this. No, and then we have a method that we normally use. We call it crop steering. When we say crop steering, we maneuver the direction of the plant growth depending on the growth we decided to grow. As a grower, you should be in full control of the growth and development of your crop. If you want it to grow more root, it is possible. If you want it to grow more mga leaves, you can do so. If you want it to flower, it can also be done. So I think these are what I would say, experience and knowledge that a grower should know. Now, the difficulty for some of the investors, what we've seen throughout the years, is that they have the money to invest, but the problem is they don't have the skilled manpower. So that's the key. skilled manpower, unfortunately, in the Philippines in terms of smart farming is still very limited. That's why we as Bukidamara, we've been collaborating with our public government partners like the Agricultural Training Institute. We've designed a training of trainer course this year, which hopefully will be launched nationwide. Because we as Bukidamara, there's only so much we can do. So we'd like to spread the technology. Also, I'd like to inform you, majority of the growers in the Philippines are, I would say, a bit close-minded. They don't want to share the technology. For us, the technology, it can be learned. It's science, it can be learned. But you have to share. In other countries, like in the Netherlands, I know Tag is very familiar with it, growers share their experience. Because their mentality is, if you learn something new from me, I am challenged to do better than you next time. So there's a friendly competition. Actually, unfortunately, in the Philippines, it's secret ko yan, trade secret ko, ayaw mag-share. So we wanted to break that cycle. We wanted to share the technology. At the moment, we have crafted, kasi the problem is the skill. There's not much agriculturist, greenhouse worker that is available in the Philippines that can run your farm. Unfortunately, even if you have the money, if your people does not know how to run the farm, that's going to be a big problem. So what we do is, for example, at the moment, we are crafting the comprehensive standard sa TESDA. We've been working with TESDA to craft what we call certification, Greenhouse Associate. Ito para sa mga laborer na matutong mag-cultivate ng crop in the greenhouse so that when you hire them, sila, marunong talaga. So I think skill set is still missing. That's the missing link in terms of precision agriculture in the Philippines. Because if you go to countries like Vietnam, would you believe some of the advanced farm here in the Philippines are run by foreigners, by Vietnamese? Would you believe that? We have to export skilled manpower from Vietnam to run our professional farm. So which is, a slap in the face, di ba? Para sa ating mga Pilipino. So kaya sabi namin, one way to really address the issue is to train more skilled agriculturists, extension workers, young professional in smart farming. So the key is skill set. And this takes years. You cannot just acquire it in one sitting.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Mike. Do you have questions? No, we can entertain 2 or 3 questions from the floor. No?
But can I take the liberty to add something
please.
to what Mike was saying?
Yes.
And we've been doing this a few more times before.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, very simple. It all starts with the right seeds, the ones from us, preferably.
Okay.
But I fully agree on the training that is required. Because if you get higher quality inputs, you also need to make sure that you're handling them properly to get the best return on that. And that's where we help and support and do our trainings also together with Mike and with Emmy and with others here to make sure that that knowledge is being transferred in order to bring up productivity, to make sure that the business model works. And it's indeed, it should not be that Filipinos go abroad to work on a ship and then we bring people from Vietnam to run our farms. So yeah, there is a challenge there.
Yeah, you need smart people to run smart farms, no? Yeah.
And I'd like to add to Targ. Sometimes if you want to to invest on a greenhouse, genetic plays a very crucial role.
Genetics.
So, genetics. Because sometimes the way we do the cultivation, even the nutrition, are based on the genetics. Because some of the interventions are variety specific. As a production guy, as a farmer, normally, as a farmer, what we choose is what we call convenience variety. Easy growing variety. You need an easy growing variety so that you get rid of all the headache. So genetics plus the environment, and of course plus the house, the greenhouse, and nutrition would complete the holistic approach. The
and
holistic system.
Your people, no? That's
Your people is one of the key,
missing link, yeah.
Basically, for profitability, just to give you an information, profitability of greenhouses production relies on 3 variables. One is genetics. So there are genetics that can improve the yield. Second variable is ang tawag dito, skill set.
Skill set.
Because no matter how good your gene is, if your people does not know how to run it, then it's not gonna be profitable.
Yes, sir. Sir, we have a question now from the audience.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Jairon Amarante from Amarante Farms. I am a farmer and a software engineer, so it goes without saying that I am interested in IoT, especially IoT, and of course, all of the smart farming industry. However, the challenge here is that once you go into this, it's very expensive, right? And though we think that we scale down initially, but the whole thing compared to traditional farming, it is expensive. Coming from, you have to start with your starting capital, your upkeeps, and all that. So we are optimistic that this industry gets more affordable eventually, right? But it's a catch-22. It can't be affordable if there are no people joining into this venture, and it can't. No people will be joining in because it's still
Expensive.
Yeah. So what's our approach to this?
Yes. Anybody?
Can I,
Sir,
Tarek, would like to start?
Okay.
Yeah,
IoT now is cheap now because we have been funded by DOST. If you're interested, you can visit our demo farm in Tagaytay, and it's all running. And we can do half the cost of what's available in abroad.
wow, half the cost. So 50% cheaper now, no? Than compared to abroad, compared to
Yes,
imported.
you can visit our demo farm in Tagaytay. We have the booth there at the back. You can inquire. And you can visit our demo farm in Tagaytay.
Anybody?
Okay. So, again, as I mentioned, the expensiveness is relative, depending on what buyer you're looking at. As I mentioned, you can start with low-tech or mid-tech. You don't have to do full automation. You can do like auto-dosing system, and then drip irrigation, and then you have a rain shelter or greenhouse, low cost. That can be profitable. What you have to consider, normally we do yield per plant and yield per square. If you want to look at the cost and return, you have to look at yield per plant and yield per square meter. For example, tomato. Cherry tomato that Tark mentioned. Cherry tomato, you're looking at 3 plants per square. Okay? And then let's say you go for 3 plants or 3 kilos per plant. So you're looking at 9 kilos per square meter. Halimbawa lang po, on the lowest end, 100 pesos lang per kilo ang inyong cherry tomato. 100 peso times 9 kilo is 900 peso per square meter per cycle. Times 2 cycle per year, that's 1,800 peso per square meter per year. Okay, now how much is your greenhouse cost? 2,500 to as much as 6,000, as mentioned by Tark. So then you have to work at it. On the market side. Like I said, ang variable natin, market price, okay, skill set, and then yield per plant. So IoT, yes, we're going there. IoT, like what Amy said, already they have developed technologies that are localized, so it will be more and more affordable and tropicalized. So what the key is tropicalized, because the nutrition, the fertilizer, for example, decrease. You have to run it at a specific recommended rate per season, per cycle. So these are the player na kailangan po niyong malaman when you run it. IoT can help a lot. However, what is missing yet in the Philippines for cloud-based computing is the big data. We don't have yet a big data for tropical greenhouse production in the Philippines. We need in a couple of years, we need to get that big data so that whenever you have problems, you just input it, and then AI will take over and compute and automate everything for you. That's the dream. Yun po ang pangarap namin lahat. To come up with data-driven technology for smart agriculture.
I just have one question for the gentleman. Are you looking at investing or are you looking at selling when you ask about the cost?
Investing, initially, of course.
What did you say? Investing?
Investing, yes.
Yeah, I guess also, you mentioned it already. I think you have to look at the cost and return analysis. If it costs you 50,000, but it brings you nothing, less than 50,000, then don't go into it, yeah? But if you make even just $1, kahit break even lang, go for it. Go for it, yeah? Oh, it's always a question, at least for me, I look at farming agriculture, sa tinatanim ko, I look at it at the point of view of business. As long as I make money, as long as I break even, I'm good. Yeah.
And then, sir, economy of scale.
Yeah.
100 square meter of greenhouse will not make you money. Remember that. It has to be a commercial size.
Sir, anong commercial size? Anong size?
Commercial size is, for example, you have to look at, unang-una, if you hire somebody to run the farm, one agriculturist, o palagay ng worker lang, greenhouse worker, how much do you spend per month for a greenhouse worker?
How much? Sir M?
12?
How much?
Palagay ng
12,000.
10,000.
Ah, yes.
O, palagay ng 150,000. 150,000 per year, for example. Can you justify? Yun, you have to justify. If you can justify 150,000, labor cost pa lang kasi operational expense lang tinitingnan ko, wala pa yung capital expenditure. If you can justify that 150,000 cost for hiring one technologist lang. Okay? And then, yun, baka po pwede. Scale is important. Okay, again, I will reiterate. Tatlo ang variable.
Sir Mike,
Yield per plant.
Baka mas maganda yan kung ano kasi we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Oh,
We can talk about it if you want to ask.
We can visit the booth of Sir Mike, Sir Emmy, Sir Chris, and Sir Tark later on, no? But I'm sure you have a lot of questions. This is so technical, no? Smart farming needs smart people, so you must be smart also, no? So, but the one thing we should agree about is smart farming is here to stay. No, it's no longer an option. It's no longer the future. It's already the present. So I hope this panel discussion triggered something in you that you want to ask questions later. Just visit the booth. Maraming salamat, Sir Mike, Sir Chris, Sir Emmy, and Sir Tark. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We now invite all the resource persons from our Smart Farming and Precision Agriculture panel to come forward for the awarding of plaques of appreciation. We also ask Ms. Sophia and Sir Buddy Gancenia to give our panelists the plaques of appreciation. Let us show our gratitude with a warm round of applause. We now go live to our field interviewers, Alex and Nea, as they speak with some of our event sponsors.
Okay, back here to our booths. This time, we want to introduce BioN. We are here with Sir Jervin Salvador. Hi, sir. Sir, what are the things that we can look forward to when we go to their booth?
Yes, kompleto kami ngayon. Meron kaming mga testimonials ng aming mga clients. So ano ba yung magandang epekto ng BioN sa ating mga pananim?
Also, guys, the privilege of being in the room is you get to ask questions on the spot. So I suggest, list down your questions. Pumunta kayo dito sa booth and lahat ng questions nyo, this is your time, okay? This is your time to ask whatever you need to ask sa mga sponsors natin na nandito sa event. Okay? So don't forget to take your chance, list down your questions, go to the BioN booth, and ask away kay Sir Jordan. Okay? Back to you, Nea.
Big thanks to my partner, Alex. That is very exciting. And once again, my name is Elenea, and I will continue our coverage here on the ground. So next up, we have NutriHydro with Sir Jonathan Mabini. Hello, Sir Jonathan. Say hi. All right, sir. So what is NutriHydro all about?
NutriHydro is we are a product of water-soluble fertilizers, specially designed for hydroponics and drip irrigation, and for aeroponics then. So we were established early pandemic 2020 with a vision para matulungan ng ating agricultural industry and sa mga young generations of growers din.
Sir, let's look at your products. Ano po yung mga pwede niyong i-highlight dito that you can tell to our guests?
Yeah, gaya ng sinabi ng ating person, we have a plant-specific nutrients like the lettuce formula. It comes with a concentrated formula. We also have the CFF, which is a commercial farm formula. It is a crystallized version of the nutrient solution here. And we have the lineups of pH adjusters for sanitation. And we also have the leafy and the fruit-bearing formulas. Yan.
Okay, sir, lastly, sir, this one caught my attention. This one, the aerophonics. So can you tell us more about it? Kasi I find it really interesting.
Ito yung aeroponics na kumbaga naging pinasikat ni King Tower actually. So this is a very trending hydroponics. But basically this is a aeroponics tower na nagra-run yung tubig from the base being pushed by the water pump to the top, then it creates a shower effect inside. So yan. So yung lettuce natin nag-grow with a simple grow media. Then yung tubig pumapatak sa mga roots. Then nag-grow siya. Precisely. Yan.
Thank you so much, Sir Jonathan. So guys, these are real lettuce. Yeah. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Jonathan. Now, I think we have more booths to explore. So Alex, where are you?
Thank you, Nea. We are here right now sa Villa Orbe booth. We are here with Mr. Derek Villafuerte. Sa mga naghahanap sa amin, nandito po kami sa likod. Lingon po kayo sa likod. Yan, hello. Hi, Sir Derek.
Hi, magandang hapon sa lahat.
Sir, tell us what we have and what we can see in this booth.
Okay, so Villa Orbe Farms is technically a farm innovation company. Our farm products kami. Pero we, as a company, gusto namin na innovation sa lahat ng ginagawa natin farmer right now. The first one is actually the crab fattening process. If you would notice it here, ito yung setup natin right now. So in high level, ang ginagawa niyan is it ensures na yung crab natin is mataba, siksik, liglig, at maapaw. Kasi di ba parang pag nasa restaurant ka, bibili ka ng crab, magluluto ka, parang raffle draw, di ba? Parang raffle draw na sana may laman, payat. So, eto ngayon, nagagaranti yun na talagang, sila, fat, malinis, premium quality.
Okay, another one that we want to introduce is, I think, one of the most awaited booths dito sa booths na, sir. Please tell us about what makes this the best lechon.
Okay, so another business that we have for Villa Orbe is the kurobota, the Japanese pig. So we are the first breeders, local breeders, sir, in the Philippines to introduce this breed. So what we are doing now is introducing the kurobota lechon. So ikaw, nakakain ka ba sa Yabo? So ang pinakamahal niya na katsu is the kurobota. So we want to introduce this to the Filipinos na in mas murang perspective. Another aspect is gusto namin introduce sa piggery business na they can crossbreed kurobota to our local and native. Kasi para makuha yung attribute ng kurobota. Kasi ang kurobota, ang bilis niya lumaki. In 2 to 3 months, meron ka ng lechon level na pig. So yun.
Thank you very much, Sir Derek. we're so happy that you're here. Again, guys, don't forget to drop by their booth. Okay, this time I think we are ready for the next panel discussion about aquaculture. Now let's get all our attention back to the stage.
Agribusiness merch is now available on Shopee and Lazada. Agribusiness, how it works. Instruct, inspire, succeed.